A tragic murder with no answer. Welcome back to Magic Verse, where we explore chilling stories that blur the line between reality and mystery. Tonight, we bring you a haunting tale from 1989, a true story from a quiet village where a lone traveler's journey ended in tragedy, and the truth behind the shadowy figure that followed him remains unsolved to this day. Prepare to uncover the dark secrets of this real-life mystery. In the summer of 1989, the small village of Everbrook was alive with the hum of crickets and the warm glow of the afternoon sun. It was a place where everyone knew each other, and life moved at a slow, predictable pace. Among the villagers was 45-year-old Michael, a kind and well-liked man known for his calm demeanor. That fateful morning, he decided to make the short walk to the neighboring village to handle some errands. The path to the next village was a familiar one for Michael. It wound through lush fields, skirted the edge of a small forest, and crossed a gentle stream. The soft crunch of dirt beneath his feet and the distant sound of birds created a serene backdrop. It was the kind of tranquility that made it hard to imagine danger could ever lurk nearby. Michael walked with a steady pace, enjoying the warmth of the sun on his back and the occasional cool breeze that rustled the trees. Yet something felt slightly off. As he walked deeper into the quiet stretch of the path, the once comforting silence seemed heavier, almost suffocating. Every so often, he thought he heard faint sounds, a twig snapping, the crunch of leaves, but whenever he paused to look around, there was nothing. Michael shook off the unease, convincing himself it was nothing more than the echoes of his own footsteps or perhaps a passing animal. He had no way of knowing that just beyond his line of sight, someone was following him. Every step he took was mirrored by another set of footsteps, deliberate and measured, staying just far enough away to avoid detection. But the peace was deceptive. The figure who had been following him was now closer than ever. Michael heard a faint rustle behind him. He turned, but the sunlight filtering through the branches made it hard to see. He paused for a moment, staring into the shadows, but saw nothing and dismissed it as a small animal. As the sun climbed higher, Michael felt the weariness of the walk settle into his legs. He decided to take a break by the stream he had always found so peaceful. The water glistened under the sunlight, and a tall oak tree provided the perfect shade. He sat down beneath the tree, letting out a contented sigh as he rummaged through his bag for some water. The rhythmic sound of the flowing stream and the soft chirping of birds overhead seemed to wash away the strange unease he had felt earlier. Michael took a sip from his bottle and leaned back against the tree, closing his eyes for a moment. The breeze carried the faint scent of wildflowers, and for a while, he felt at ease. But as the minutes passed, a subtle noise brought him back to attention. It was faint, like a soft rustle in the bushes nearby. Michael opened his eyes and glanced around, his brow furrowing slightly. Probably just the wind, he muttered to himself. Still, his hand instinctively tightened around the strap of his bag. Unbeknownst to Michael, his follower had stopped, just beyond the clearing, watching silently from the shadows. They waited patiently, calculating every move. The peaceful scene Michael had chosen for rest would soon become the site of a tragic encounter, one that would send shockwaves through the village and leave behind more questions than answers. When Michael didn't return home that evening, his family grew concerned. Days passed, and a search party combed through the nearby fields and paths. The villagers joined forces, calling out Michael's name, but there was no trace of him. A week later, a young boy walking by the stream noticed a foul smell. When authorities arrived, they discovered Michael's lifeless body lying partially submerged near the water. The villagers were shaken to their core. How could such a brutal act happen in their quiet community? The investigation led the authorities to question Michael's friends and family. One name came up repeatedly: David, Michael's nephew. David was known for being quiet and withdrawn, but no one had suspected him of being capable of such violence. When questioned by the police, David admitted to the crime without hesitation. But when asked for a motive, he remained silent. "Why did you do it?" they asked. "You wouldn't understand," was all he said. David showed no remorse, and the reason behind his actions was never revealed. The villagers were left with more questions than answers, and the memory of Michael's tragic end haunted them for years. And so, Michael's story remains an unsolved mystery. What drove David to commit such a horrific act? Was it jealousy, revenge, or something even darker? We may never know. What do you think happened? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Magic Verse for more chilling tales of mystery and suspense. Until next time, stay safe and always be aware of the shadows.